is basically the town of Flan is, it's pretty old. It's a couple hundred years old. Now, there's an island, as you can see on the map. If you look at the city of Flan, there is a small little island directly south of the bay. It's called Thorn Island, and on this island is Sokol Keep, and Sokol Keep is owned by the Sokol family. Well, the majority of the Sokol family has basically, they're the ones that's basically taken care of land during the spell plague and all of the, the bad things that have been happening in the previous 40 to 50 years. So the Sokols are pretty much, they're running Flan. Well, they're away from Flan right now. So they have one of their young nephews, Eigen Sokol. He's pretty much in charge of Thorn Island and Sokol Keep. Well, there's also a large lighthouse that's on this island. And several days back, about 3 or 4 days back, the lighthouse went out. And it's an important lighthouse because that's how they, direct traffic into the harbor of Flan. And without this, without this beacon, without this lighthouse, the boats are pretty much passing by and they're not seeing Flan. So the last group of adventurers that were playing this, they did some investigating, got into a bar fight. It was really fun, actually. Found out some information, got into a small little ferry to cross the Moon Sea to Thorn Island. The old man running the boat basically died. All of a sudden, the storms started rising. It started storming really bad, even though it had been raining for several days prior. And then the boat capsized. Well, everybody in their their heavy armor had to basically start doffing their armor while holding their breath. Everybody survived. They made it to Thorn Island. They met several of the caretakers named Darvag, Chandra, and their son Roran, and they're basically the keepers of Sokol Castle. Well, the party found out as they were investigating why the lighthouse is not being fixed and why it's not working. They find out that Eigen Sokol, which is the head Sokol of the family that's in charge of the keep, he's missing. He's been missing for several days, and it's not unlike him to be missing. So the party started investigating around Thorn Island. They investigated the actual keep, found a couple books on demons and religion and whatnot. They searched the actual lighthouse itself. They were able to determine that the lighthouse and the light itself, the beacon, works off of magic. While there's something disturbing the magic, nothing's broken. The magic just isn't working. So there's 2 other rune towers that are on this island also. And they looked at the east island, and the east tower. This east tower is in really bad shape. It's sort of in ruins, and the whole keep is, for that matter. Sokol Keep has definitely seen better days, but with how everything is with the spell plague and basically the economy, there's just no repairs that have been able to been made in recent years. So the keep has seen better days. So this east tower was in ruins. So they were searching around the east tower, and they found what appeared to be a page of Eigen's journal. And I'll give you that handout in just a second so you guys can look over it. And they just they went to the lighthouse. They found out that, like I said, it was magical. But there were 5 other floors in the tower also. And I'm sorry I forgot to tell you this, but these were the floors that the guards lived on. Because Flan would send out a small contingency or a small guard of men. And there was a guard, basically the guard sergeant. His name was Hearn. His last name was Hearn, and he was in charge of the contingency. And actually, they would usually rotate. So they did find out, the party did find out one other bit of information, that Sergeant Guard Hearn would always ask to come out to Thorn Island, even though the rest of the sergeants in the military for Flan always hated coming out to Thorn Island. It was sort of like punishment. But Sergeant Guard Hearn, he loved coming out here for some reason. So, he would rotate the guards out, and the guards just rotated out. So they haven't seen Sokol or the guards in 2 days. So I'm going to give you guys the handout real quick and let you guys look at this. Because it appears to be a journal that was actually taken out of Igan's journal. Alright, so here it is. And it looks just like a bunch of notes. And the page is tore. And you can see all kinds of things. I mean, if you guys want to kind of look over that and, kind of read it out, whatever you guys want to do with it, go for it. Anybody there? Anybody AFK? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys can discuss it with one another also. So, I mean, if you guys want to discuss it, maybe, a couple people. There's guards missing. There's the main carekeeper of the castle. He's missing. There's also, like you had met Darveg and Chandra and their son Roran. Actually, basically the servants of the castle. They told you that Mr. Sokol, or Ivan, he was actually really starting to become motivated by thinking possibly that there was a lot of buried treasure basically under this castle, under Sokol Keep. So, he forgot, he kind of let some things go around the castle, but he was really, really, really motivated on trying to find this, buried treasure, and by reading his books and whatnot. And you guys found, like I said, a couple of his books. So these page numbers could possibly be from pages that were probably in some of those books.
Well, there seems to be some kind of cult running around here looking at the journal.
There's a bunch of stuff on this journal page for sure.
Can I make an Arcana check to see if I recognize any of these magic words?
I would love for you to, and we'll say that you guys basically study this document, this journal. We'll say that you guys look over it for an hour or so. Trying to decipher all the clues and whatnot. So yeah, I'd like for you to give me an Arcana check. See how he rolls. Oh, very nice roll. So, as you guys are looking on the journal, comparing things to books that were found in his basically his living quarters, his room in the castle, in the keep, you guys were able to determine several things. And this is with everyone working together, but basically, Tabletopper, basically putting all the pieces together. Now, it seems like Igan started all his search for this treasure on a whim. That's you guys are able to determine that. You're also able to decipher from all this stuff, all these notes, that he never took the search serious until he met Sergeant Grimm. So, Hearn Grimm. Oh, Grim Hearn. I think his name is Grim Hearn. But anyway, Sergeant Hearn. So he really never took it serious until he met this sergeant. And basically, you are also able to determine that Eugen became more serious about his search. He mentioned something about a book literally falling into his lap. And then he mentioned something about a ghost that he had met. And the name of the ghost is actually Hara. And the last thing, you guys were actually, towards, it seems like towards the end, which you're able to actually tell that this page is probably one of the last pages, that he was starting to become a very, very, very possessed man on trying to find this treasure.
Can I make a insight check?
What would you like to be your? What would you like to use your insight for?
The section that says to enter hand plus te megala.
It looks like to megalo.
Oh, excuse me, sorry.
I think it is it to. Yeah, it looks like to megalo.
So is that alright?
What are you trying to do with your insight skill? Usually, it's about, predicting, seeing if someone is lying, or seeing if someone has true intentions. That's usually what insight is for.
Oh, okay, sorry about that.
No, it's alright, man. Don't worry about it. Pete Giovanni, thank you very much for the follow. Totally appreciate it, man.
I think you'd probably put your hand up to a door and say those words or something.
Well, you guys are, speaking of which, you guys are in the West Tower. And the West Tower is, it's in bad shape. It's not as bad as the Eastern Tower that you guys were in, where you actually found this, piece of journal. But yeah, the West Tower's in pretty bad shape. And there's some rubble and whatnot. There's inside of the West Tower, there's a lot of, it looks like digging that's gone on, a lot of excavation. It's all empty except for the dust and cobwebs. And you guys can, as you guys are in there looking over this document, because the West Tower was the only place that was left on the island to search. And you smell a mud type of, I want to say like a smell of a wet earth type of smell, fresh churned mud or something like that. And you can see that the floor's definitely been broken. There's a hole down there. That's basically the only thing that's in there. The entire room is empty except for that hole. There's some on the walls. There's some shovels, a couple wheelbarrows that are full of dirt.
Nature check? Is it like, as a ranger, is it animalistic? Is it, a creature, or giving off a scent or something like that?
Well, I won't make you do a roll for that. No, it definitely not definitely not a creature smell. It's nothing like a like a boule or a purple worm that's done this, or Kruthigs or anything like that. No, it's definitely, you can see that there's a couple shovels down in the hole, shovels and picks that are lining the wall. So it was definitely man-made. And at the bottom of this hole,
gotcha.
There's one big stone slab. So
the
they wheelbarrows. Yes.
That's what it looks like.
It looks like it, possibly, yeah.
But there's no bodies. There's
no bodies. No
signs of people.
No sign of struggle. No sign of blood. Nothing like a fight or anything that had happened here. Nothing. There's a big stone slab there.
Any writing on the slab?
No, there's not. But on the stone slab, there's a like a handprint on there. It looks like an indentation of a handprint.
I'd like to jump down into where the slab is and put my hand in the indentation and push down on it.
Okay. So you
I'm
So
gonna
you get
string
down
my
there?
bow.
all right. So when you get down there, are you like literally trying to push it with all your might, or what?
Nope, just gonna put it in the my hand in the indentation and just push down on it. No force, just just push down.
Okay. Well, when you push down on the stone, you push down, nothing happens. And then you start to try to push with all your might, nothing. The stone slab doesn't even budge.
Can I detect magic?
Sure, you can go ahead and you can cast detect magic if you want. Sure.
I'm going to put my hand on it and say Tamano Tamegalo.
Ah, so you want to put your hand on the stone and put Tomano Tomagalo. So, as I guess as you're starting to cast your spell, who wanted to go up and do that? I'm sorry, I don't know voices yet.
I'm playing as Shu Veshlik.
Oh, okay, all right. So Shu, he goes up and kind of, I guess he would probably kind of shoo you out of the way. He puts his hand down there, says these crazy words that are on that journal, Tomano, Tomegalo, and all of a sudden, the slab vanishes into nothingness, and the passage reveals a drop down into the darkness. So just as your spell is starting to go off, you can sense that there was just a faint hint of abjuration magic, and then it fades. As soon as those words are spoken, the faint aura of that magic disappears, the slab disappears, and then you have this this hole that's dropping down into the darkness. As this happens, there's some musky, moist air that's kind of wafting up from the void down below, and below basically any light that's in the tower, looks like it's a tiled floor and a room. Nothing moving around, no noises, nothing like that.
Shall we, gentlemen?
Nice job on the password there. I like that.
I think we should move on.
All right. So, what I'm going to do is move you guys over to another map real quick, and I need just a second so I can pull your tokens out. So I need about 10 or 15 seconds. I was trying to get that done as I was telling you guys the story of Thorn Island and all that. I just couldn't get it done. So anyways, I'm moving you guys over now. So there's one thing. There's no light in here. So who has vision for your character? Who has... I know the Dragonborn will have no type of vision. So what kind of... Are you going to light a torch going down or what, Mr. Dragonborn?
I will light torch going down because I would like to see.
That would probably be a good idea.
Would be under additional features
So there
and
you
traits.
go. Yeah, I'll get it for you. Now, who else would like to, do something with, light or whatnot? Ooh.
Dancing lights.
Tabletopper, got you selected. All right. Oh, there's plenty of light now. I mean, everybody should be able to see. So if you guys want to do that, let me get your token out there, Tabletopper. The Giant! Alright, so everybody can see that, right? The Dragonborn has a torch out.
I just
I
have
don't see
black.
anything.
Alright, so everybody can see that now?
Negative.
No.
Black screen. Should I reload, or is it just?
Go down to the corner.
Alright, so who is not able to see anything?
Me.
Who is me?
Geom.
Tabletopper.
Dhelms.
Don't know why. Everything is good to go. On the right layer? Don't know. Helms, you should be able to see, bud. Let me one more thing for you.
It could be on one of the parts that is black. If you move around the screen, you might be able to see it.
Yeah, zoom out too and see if you
Well,
can
I've
find
already pulled everybody in, so they should be able to see. So
I'm zoomed all the way out. It's still black.
how about now, Helms?
Oh, alright. I got something now.
All right.
I'm gonna reload, see if that works.
There you go. I think I got it.
There, I see light.
Is everybody able to see now? Everybody should know. All right.
I can see.
All right.
I still cannot.
You can't see it all?
No, sir.
Don't know why. How about now?
Yeah,
Can you see now?
two of me.
Can you see?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Good.
I mean, Dave.
No big deal, man. Yeah. Getting your guys' tokens and stuff on the fly, I forgot to check line of sight and stuff. So that was the issue, because this is a dynamic lighted map, so no big deal. Everybody can see now. So you got the
Super
Dragonborn
exciting.
with some light. Anybody else want to have any light on them? Would anyone else like to light
Yeah,
a
I'll
torch?
light up a torch too.
Alright. And who was that again? I'm sorry.
Dhelms.
Okay, Dhelms. Gotcha. Anyone else? Last call for torches.
I'd like to cast dancing lights and put one orb in each corner.
Alright, hold on. Let me get some orbs out. Hold on. Always expect the unexpected. Always expect the unexpected as a dungeon master.
They never do what you plan.
No, they don't. So where do you want these orbs at? Point on the map. Click. You just
I'm not getting up.
you
Ping.
just yeah, ping. Yeah, just ping the map. Hold down the left button. Okay. Alright, so there's one orb. And there's one orb, and I'm going to shrink these down for you too, because they're pretty small little orbs. And
Guess
for that
actually two
dancing
would
light,
be okay.
what does that give? Like a 10-foot or 5-foot? It's not very much, but
It says dim light.
Yeah, dim light 10-foot radius.
okay. Yeah, I knew it wasn't very much.
Yeah, it's a 10-foot radius.
Always expect the unexpected for all you new DMs out there. Alright, so there you go. You can move those around. So there's your orbs. So when you guys descend down into this massive, like, black hole, you entered through about a 5-foot solid slab of rock, and you guys, basically jump down the rest of the way with this ladder, 40-foot ladder. Now, the ladder was basically in a, this tunnel, although, there's the 5 foot, and then you went down into the tunnel. Then as you get down to the end of the ladder, you see that the ceiling here is about 10 feet. So the room is 40 by 50 feet. And you can also notice that there's a little bit of mud on the floor. And on a lot of the walls around this cavern, you can tell that there were some kind of painted frescoes or something possibly on the wall. And it looks like they haven't faded. It looks like they were actually, somebody tried to remove them.
Is that rope behind us, or is that just part of the map?
I know that rope is there. That is a 40-foot rope. Looks like to be about 40, 50 foot of rope in a coil.
It might be a good idea to pick that up.
Yeah, I would think so. Might have a big drop or something coming up.
All right. So what are you guys doing?
Any footprints?
You guys are searching around. You see some footprints, some muddy tracks that are leaving this area, possibly down the chamber to the east.
How big are they? Are they human size or are they creature size?
No, they're definitely human side. They're definitely human size, as in humanoid / human, elf, something like that, of that size.